Right, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream here in VR Master League. This is Season 2, this is Week 2. We're winding down into the weekend and about to get started, hopefully rather soon here, with this match between Hydro and Anomaly. There were a couple server changes at the works, but I think maybe, possibly, I'm not sure, we got things settled. I don't know, I'm not one to assume. In any case, on the caster's desk today, I'm Palidore, of course, and joining me is Dash for another stream here today. How's it going, Dash?
Well, I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, but they are very loud. I think they were trying to call out to you, Palidore. They're trying to figure out who's actually on what side. Could you please enlighten them?
Well, they can be on whatever side they want. Now, ideally, as it is on the website, the leftmost team is orange, the rightmost team is blue, as it appears on the stream. That being said, you know, teams usually just do their own thing, and I have a button that I can easily switch which side is which, so, you know, at the moment I have it so that, yeah, we got, well, I guess a full mixture. Everyone's kind of on every different team, aren't they? So, I don't know, decide amongst yourselves. We're independent here in VRML, I guess. Or if you want me to decide, let's see what the website says, that we can do that way.
Well, all of Hydro is on blue team. You know what? It makes sense, though, because Hydro,
yeah.
water, blue.
Very true.
Even their logo is blue, and Anomaly has like a reddish logo, so orange, you know, kind of makes sense. So let's just leave it like that. Oh no, they're switching. Oh, looks like it's not gonna happen after all. You're gonna have to get ready to push that button once more, Palidore.
Guess so. Yeah, I was just trying to accommodate, because we were on a couple different servers and they were on one side and the other, so I don't know. I just press buttons at will until it's correct. Looks like, yeah, they're well, I don't know. They're still kind of mixed up, so I think we're good on the stream if we maintain.
No, I think
this.
they played musical chairs just now.
Musical chairs. This is what it's devolved to here as we approach the weekend. That's okay though. In any case, I should say hello to the stream now. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us here. On the stream, we saw Real Jam Falcon. Have to give that big shout out a few minutes ago because gifted 5 Tier 1 community subs there. Huge appreciation to Real Jam Falcon for the support. Means a lot, and that's, yeah, right in the clutch, or at least right in start time. But thank you for doing so. And to everyone else, thanks for joining us here as we get ready to get started in a moment, it seems.
Oh, I guess it will start. And I see on the stream that Hydro is bronze all of a sudden. I think they mentioned that in chat.
Are they?
And they rematch all over again. See that? Or is that a gold? I can't see from here. It's too small.
Well,
are they supposed to be diamond? Or are they...
Good question. Hydro is 1170. Interesting. So that's a noted bug that I can deliver to the appropriate people, because chat is indeed correct. In this particular case, out of my hands on actually changing that right now. But would you rather have incorrect divisions or no rosters? That's your choice. But yes, working through it, folks. We're working through it. It's the weekend. It's Friday. It's a day. Therefore, we have an excuse, I guess.
It's true, and I think this is they restarted once. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm gonna try to listen in for a second if you give me a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, look like a lot of good luck, have fun. So hopefully they'll be starting soon. Nice sportsmanship.
That's always good to hear, for sure. I've been kind of flip-flopping between having these comms unmuted and muted, depending on the match, because for a lot of the teams, they do keep, you know, the open comms, and they just mute each other, so it's kind of, that's how I base that decision-making. I suppose with these teams, namely, you know, Season 1 PC players overall, maybe I could unmute anyways and not have it too overcrowded. We'll see. But otherwise, again, welcome everyone to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm Palidore. That's Dash. This is Anomaly and Hydro getting started with, I was almost worried, a crash on my end. Don't worry, we're good. Here goes Tony with the disc, getting it lost here, but Moonface looking for a dish on over to Whoosh. Now,
long shot.
That was so close.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's that one little bounce off the backboard where it's like, oh, man, it might be in, and then, nope, it just bounces straight back out. And now he's clear for Hydro as they'll try to collect the disc to get an attack going. This Soisy to Tony for the skyhook, and he almost pretty much dunks it in, actually.
Yeah.
2 points, early lead.
Gets that first goal, and yeah, that just crafty move using kind of the full extension there with that wingspan. Boom! And that's a good way to start off here for a Hydro. As on Anomaly's side, they're going to prepare to joust out, and it will be -0 QBing.
Oh, and a nice chain to recover that is now an open net is presented. Was that Saluna? Yep.
It was Saluna, and it was indeed a present. You're correct.
Yeah, and Saluna is such a player to be feared. Can't give her an open net. She will definitely punish you. A good shot. It's just really risky to be around sometimes.
Yep. Every time that shot goes out from Saluna, you kind of expect it to go in and pretty fast at that. But off here onto the other side of the floor, Hydro, the first 5 points, they're going to play some defense, maybe collect it back. Hi again to the Twitch chat, by the way. I saw someone in there, let's see. I got a donkey. That's cool. Saying Tony was my Rookie Cup coach. Cool to see him score first. Yeah, it's always Tony time here on the VRML streams week to week.
Oh, no, and unfortunate. Oh, man. That would bounce straight off the post and back almost into the goal had Soisy not touched it, but he would just secure it nonetheless, and now it's a 7-0 lead and 2 minutes into the round.
That would have been one of the more unusual goals that I've ever seen go in, had that gone. Of course, Soisy securing it there because it was going in slowly, but yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, always unfortunate whenever your clears just don't work. It's always discouraging, if anything. But they're not going to let themselves be discouraged as Whoosh almost gets that reception. Could have had a 1v1 right there, and just under the hands of -0. So try to race back, but Tony there, he will try and make it Tony time, but instead Tony dings and the clear for Anomaly.
And Anomaly really in a desperation. They really need to get some points on the board. I mean, they can't go down anymore, but they will go down for the pass. Getting it lost there. It's Moonface, and Moonface has it stolen here by Saluna. So, I mean, only 3 minutes in dash, and already that 7-point lead. They do not want to lose it and be down potentially double digits with any more scoring on the end of Hydro.
But Anomaly does have some good attacks going. It just seems like they passed it that one time. There was 2 players on that one receiver, so maybe a bit of decision making going on right here as Acorn will try to make a pass and stunned out goalie as Whoosh will turn in for 2 and break that out.
Yeah, good passing there just to collect it off the wall, off that bounce, and they, took their time that time and found the right moves. So finally on the scoreboard, still 6:20 remaining, and on the offensive joust for the first time in this match will be Hydro and Antgas doing the QB duties.
And what a stun as he takes out that chain, and Moonface now trying to just straggle along by himself to challenge that disc. But if Tony would just march it up, not really phased by the pressure, Antgas now observing his options. He sees a player up top is covered, so he goes for the left pass completely open. And again on the ceiling, not covered, is, I see who that is, Soisy. I'm thinking that Soisy's going to get this pass next.
Yeah, well,
as soon as they pressure him.
They're playing pretty patiently. They don't seem too worried. I mean, they know they have the lead, so it's smart to take the best possible scores if they can. That said, a rebounded shot for Saluna does get right through on a very bothered goalie there.
So the one thing I got to comment on Hydro is that they have such great speed with their chains and really all over the field, but when it comes to the offense, I would think they would be a little bit more hasty, and they're not. They're really taking control of the disc, really slowing it down. It's actually helping a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll love to see that from teams, definitely, as they get that chemistry down and get that passing down. I admit I saw from Hydro last time we streamed them a few days ago. There was some solid stees going on from a handful of these players. I mean, Antgas, Tony, Soisy, it's what you might expect from time to time. A little bit of styling. But not making that shot right there. And you know what? It even translated to Saluna a little bit. Had some very crafty moves.
Well, they love having fun, so it's just to be expected that Soisy will try to make one for his own, but passing it to the covered nest. But still Saluna with the recovery and the backboard. I mean, what else can you expect from her? Top pocket.
Of course. It's 12 points. And Hydro, fantastic start here, putting up a high scoring output in this first, 6 minutes of round 1. So wonderfully done by them, and see how for Anomaly how they're going to respond.
And there it is, the chain again, just missing that receiver. Is now an opportunity to score. Comes out and nice pass, and whoosh with his own hook as he tries to climb back up with 4 minutes left. So it's possible. Just got to play it right.
Yeah, only 10 seconds into that whole sequence, so definitely just about as efficient as you can get following an offensive joust. So they'll take it, but they're going to need to take it again and again as Antgas does take this one and just dodges past that defender. That was really dangerous, but still gets the disc over to Tony, and Tony's going to have a little bit of time and certainly a lot of space, or spacing out, that is to say, from his teammates here.
Yeah, and having Whoosh in the backfield, now he's caught up, but they did have a numbers advantage for the moment as they'll try to create that advantage again, but slowing down. That's what I'm saying. They're taking their time, and especially with such a huge lead, this is going to spell trouble for Anomaly. They have to pressure. They have to shake this disc somehow.
Definitely no time to waste, especially when you're down 12-4 here. So they're finally trying to pressure out is Acorn, but again, trying not to get caught out at the same time. That's the push and pull. That's a balance of trying to defend outside that bubble. You don't want to get stuck, because otherwise you're going to concede those drive-ins right from down center. It's Tony, assisted by Antgas, and they're up 10.
And it was such a good rotation, actually, I saw. Was the person that was covering the torch went into goal, but 2 people dived out at Tony, so maybe they clean up a little bit of that rotation. Might get better results, because they are letting him march up too close, unpressured.
Yeah, that's always the trouble for sure. Just not allowing any offense time, and certainly a good timing on the pass. Whoosh, getting it at the backboard from Acorn.
Another 10-second attack. You see that?
Yeah.
They're really fast at getting it downfield and scoring. It's more whenever Hydro has that possession, it's very slow, drags a lot of time out.
Absolutely. A bit of a tortoise and the hare situation unfolding, and well, when the tortoise is already up 14-6, it's certainly going to be in their favor. So the hare, well, I know the hare is standing on the back of the necks right now because they know they're in crunch time. They need to get this done, or they're going to have to attempt to complete a reverse sweep at best if they have any hopes today in the rest of this match.
And Soisy going to choose that safe option to back pass and still have another back pass. Almost passed it through the defender's arms, as now Soisy will try to take it by himself, but it dings off the crossbar and out to Tony.
As Tony just maneuvers all around that pack, Acorn unable to get a punch on him, but does stick actually rather nicely. So the defense on all the other players being played pretty nice, but you can see taking all the time in the world and around for the goal. It's 10 meters out, and Antgas gets 17 now.
So truly just biding their time and just waiting for that opportune moment to attack, whether it's that 1v1 situation or something like that where they stand out the goalie and the net is open. It's great control by Hydro.
Definitely, and that just might be enough at this point with the clock winding down, 17-6. Comeback looking unlikely in round 1, especially with this turnover as Tony has a lightly boost.
Oh no!
Nice dodge! And man, that took a lot of guts, but he got the glory. It's 19-6.
And I was expecting like a backboard 3. You always see those whenever the goalie gets caught out. He can still cover that direct lane to the goal, which was what he was doing right. So I was expecting, man, maybe he'll just hit a backboard 3. It's kind of like the weakness when you're floating like that. But instead, he just ducks him, and wow, what a chain. And still get a pass off, so great pass.
My only regret is that I didn't call Tony time on that one, because that was definitely worthy. But you know what? 19-6 here, 7 seconds remaining. And they're going to be glad to take this first round away. So for Anomaly here, just need to get back into those tunnels, the spawn room. They have a minute to work with, and they can rediscuss, you know, what they need to do to change in the second round. And I think it's just trying to find some of that pace control, like you said, is that fast versus slow. Anomaly needs to kind of figure out how to break through that.
Yeah, definitely. I do think that Anomaly struggled the most with the slow and thought-out attack of Hydro. Whereas, you know, it's more of like a blitz. Let's just get in there. Let's score by any means necessary. On the side of Anomaly, Hydro takes it a little bit calmer. But whenever they're in the lead, whenever you take your time, it it really burns you twice, if anything, because now you have to commit out to that player. So you're down a defender maybe, and then you make the open pass, and now that's down a defender because they go out and challenge that guy. So it's just a rotation of passes, and then they can always back pass and start over again. So a double burn, if anything, is you end up overcommitting or double committing, and they just get like an easy 3, like you saw, or a 1v1. It's tough.
It is. It is extremely tough, and it really the difference maker between, I suppose, your experienced teams of the league, returning teams, and or the newer teams, and you just compare tier to tier. It's as teams figure out how to maintain that balance. The closer you get to those master tiers, that's where you're going to see it really kind of make the difference. Which teams are able to be pressure enough without getting caught out of line. Which teams are aware of when they need to be fast, when they need to be slow. Things like that are just the big nuanced things that just make the entire separation between one division to another.
And right you are, and that was a good read by -0, as it was a dangerous bounce in the tunnel. As now Moonface will try to find a window, but instead it'll be Tony with a great interception. And it might be Tony again for the shake, and no, he'll just be late, but whoa, was that a headbutt or a shot? Or I'm not sure what's going on. It seems like there was a flurry of shots, but none of them hit the mark.
It was a little bit of everything, yeah. That was a wild sequence. I'm not even sure myself, honestly, Dash, but Soisy at least will have the disc right back here for Hydro. A bit of a rough bounce, though. Will go right back to a tap pass. Tony on the other side just patiently hoping that his teammate there, Soisy, retrieved it. And he did, so great collection here. And patience, the distribution, but the cutoff from Whoosh.
And that was a great interception, and oh no, looks like Negative got... Oh man, he might have missed his goalie block as he flew almost all the way out to the shield and had to go back. He wasn't ready for that shot. Unfortunate for him. His defense was just in disarray after he got stunned.
Yeah, just a little bit. Shout out once again to Real Jam Falcon, another Tier 1 community sub gifted to our community here and to the page. So thank you very much to Real Jam Falcon once again in the clutch. Like a hawk as Acorn trying to drop it off here to his teammate, unable to do so.
Yeah, it looks like it hit just a little bit of the Geo, and Tony going for a long clear, might be bouncing dangerously, but thankfully Acorn will be able to pick it up. No damage done, and now Moonface, opportunity. If he can just get it past that chain, those two defenders know they will not let him get through. It's another shot opportunity for Saluna, and she will sink that one. 5-0.
Nice hit from Saluna. Not giving up on the play. So that first shot slightly off. Well, you know what? Self-rebound, put back, 3 points. They're up 5. And you got to just applaud that second effort and just, yeah, right back at it. Kind of like we started round 1 here with the Hydro players on the early advantage.
Oh, what a snag by Saluna. And, man, just cannot give her an open net, man. That was a top pocket mill slot.
Absolute devastation. And the celebration as Saluna once again proclaims a goal for herself. Big hit, and back on the Joust advantage, down by 8 is Anomaly.
Yeah, definitely padding her stats as she has 16 on the series so far. And oh no, another missed pass as Tony will pick up 2 points, make it 10-0, and there's only 3 minutes off this clock in the round.
Yeah, not too dissimilar from how we actually started that first round as well. There was, I believe, 7 points in round 1 after just the first 3 minutes. So not too dissimilar here. We're now at 10 points, just past the 3-minute mark here. So Hydro, I mean, they're really not looking behind. They're just straight ahead, full force, and not really giving up at all.
And I thought that this would have been the time for Anomaly to bounce back because it seemed like they were making a little bit more mistakes, or sorry, more mistakes on the side of Hydro at the beginning, but they quickly flew back into that pacing of the first round and just not giving up on these attacks.
And on the other end, just a moment ago, that was a nice save by -0. Unfortunately for Anomaly, the disc got retained and obtained and getting punched right there in the brain as Saluna goes just the same for a behind the back goal. There's the Steez Louise, Saluna doing it with great ease.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I thought that maybe this was Anomaly's chance to bounce back because, like you said, Hydro, they do get caught up in the steez sometime. And whenever you get too caught up in the steez, you tend to make mistakes, silly ones at that, give up threes, and we've all been there. But that won't be the case at Saluna. Eyes another open net. Oh, and this time she will not hit the mark, thankfully.
And also, thankfully, Acorn gets the regrab on the disc and the regrab on the boost just the same. They're going to be on the advantage here, maybe off the off-balance defense, but couldn't convert on the shot. Will be rebounded, trying to dunk home, but too tough of an angle, a little bit outside the reach as Acorn does reach for the disc here and trying to keep going, but the pacing mighty fast, but at last it's Whoosh getting the goal.
And again, with going in with this hook from under the goal is Whoosh. A great way to break the momentum of Hydro. They do have some time left, just like in the first round. They have the opportunity to bounce back, but will they get their time wasted once again by Hydro is the question.
Yeah, we'll see with less than 5 remaining at this point. No doubt in firm control despite that last goal by Anomaly. I'm sure Hydro is feeling pretty good. But like you said, if they're not too... Oh, no. Going for a distribution, a nice assist. Tony to Saluna. And the Steez continues, Dash.
Yeah, there was just so many attackers, so many options. There was one guy high, there was one guy low. Tony could have taken a 1v1. And I think that's maybe what everybody thought is, oh, it's just a 1v1, right? And instead, baits out the defender, dishes it off to Saluna, and she has an open net.
And trying to find their open net on this side, but the Stat coming back with some ferocity. Now, Whoosh, very, very nice pass to Moonface. So that was a great play, fundamental, and got their fourth point, rather, as a result.
It was 4 minutes. We just passed the 4-minute mark, so only 10 down, 10 points. If they play that quick Anomaly, like blitz offense, I do think they stand a chance.
Yeah, definitely. And again, with how fundamental that play was, if they can execute more of this, take advantage of maybe the laxness we're seeing a little bit here as Tony just rolls in for the goal, but loses the handles. It's going to go right back to the Antgas's hands in the back line, but loses that as well because of the punch. And here it goes. Maybe a shift in momentum, but the grab.
And that was one other thing that I was going to mention. Well, I think I did mention is that Hydro is so fast on their chains. So also just a deadly weapon in addition to all the striking power that they have. And that's off the backboard. Sinks in close top pocket, yeah.
Well, Soisy, he did a little bit of a Saluna impression there, right off the backboard. Efficiently, 34 seconds into that whole round, and 16-4, up triple on the score, 2:47 remaining, and it's ever the more tough than it was even just 30 seconds ago.
Right you are, and especially with interceptions like that, as Saluna, another open net. Oh, just barely misses that one. Another ding. I think that's their second one. You don't really see her miss too often, but you're pretty thankful when she does.
Yeah. Suffice to say, Anomaly just really needing everything that they can get at this point, so every miss going to be helpful from Hydro, but on the same note, they really need to get back into the offense quickly. There's a goalie there well prepared. At this point, honestly, even leaving a perma goalie or semi-perma goalie wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. I mean, the differential here is just a pretty substantial, so there's not much time to work with.
Oh, and again, options. Oh, but it's Saluna. And what placement on that backboard to go into the right pocket. The furthest spot, the toughest, just insane angle.
Insane. It is. I'm always impressed by just how often I see that shot somehow work. Most players, though, try and go for those threes on goalies, and they won't get it. But some reason between that speed, between I don't know, the confidence, as Moonface hits that with confidence. But it's always impressive just how bold some of their players get there, how bold Saluna will get, and still have success with it.
Yeah, and right there, it looks like Hydro might have been playing a little more aggressive on their defense. I think they tried maybe something like a pseudo double chain. Left that goal open, so good job for Moonface to take control of that opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, though, 1 minute left. I mean, they're down by, 12, so Looking unlikely on the comeback. Tony Time going to be stunned out, taken offline as a good punch comes from Moonface. Another good punch from Moonface. So now if they just get that stack to clear the boost, they might have themselves at least another 3.
And a good read, because that was in such an odd bounce. He's gonna back it up, go to Moonface, and Moonface will pick up 2 more points. Not only a 10-point lead.
She really do be short though.
So Luna's saying, you're so lucky I'm short. But Moonface not coming up short at all on the goal. Even though the victory going to be out of the hands of Anomaly, at least ending here on some good plays, getting some scores underway. But yeah, time just about out now.
Yeah, the clock will wind down as Ant Gas will dish it off as a clear. The pickup by Acorn. The long clear. But just another clear will do it. Maybe one more attack, hopefully, for Anomaly. It looks like it won't happen.
And yeah, so that clear will go out. The good games going out, ending here in the sweep for Hydro. Coming out with some just ferocity. Now, I again, knowing, kind of recognizing these players all from the first season and such, I expected some good offense, but that was just a never-ending train going right through. It seems the anomaly, the space anomaly here, and they established themselves. Hydro's been establishing themselves as a force to be reckoned with these first couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Hydro plays out against the other teams, especially the teams that have been around for a while now. The Saluna has always been a good player. Then we've seen her, man, I don't know. Season 1, 2, I'm not sure if she ever played past that ESL 1 and 2. But it's nice to see old faces back in the game, you know, such as, well, Game himself, you know, Game with the dash. He came back last season, and it was good to see him after, you know, so long. I think he made his disappearance after ESL Season 1. So it's nice to see old faces coming back, making teams.
Well, and he's on Joker now, so
yeah,
you're well familiar with him. But
yep.
But yeah, Saluda's definitely one of those players that Bear's mentioning too. We've seen just, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think we saw Toxin facing off against Fox Force 5, who has a nice handful of players just along those same lines, kind of veterans who haven't been either haven't competed before or haven't competed in a long time, which is to say Dayfox, Billyisms, and Rogar, they're on that team. And seeing them kind of return to a competitive play, that was an exciting thing for sure. So yeah, all around, you know, as more and more new people get integrated into the league, it's pretty cool that we still have these 2 or 3-year-old veterans of Echo VR coming back into it and still competing and still playing for the first time. So
yeah, great game to both teams, Anomaly and Hydro. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully some more fun to watch games coming up in the very near future. I know on Channel 2 at the same time as this match, so I imagine it's about over by now, but we had so much for Subtlety and Sir Dimwee camming and casting the Golden Wind versus Team Mute game. And over on this channel, in about half an hour from now, we'll have Creamy Milk versus Chaos. So if you want to stay tuned for that match, that will be the last one of the night here. The kind of the Friday schedule not as crowded as the rest of the days. So yeah, have that one, and that will be our last in about half an hour. If you guys come back here to join us for that. And of course, yeah, Chaos coming off of that pretty stellar match yesterday. For those who didn't catch it, went to 3 rounds. And in typical Chaos fashion, it ended in a very exciting manner. Won't spoil it totally, I suppose, but yeah, you guys should check it out if you haven't already. It was pretty entertaining. Now to the Twitch chat, see sneaking in there saying, "Pally, cast my pubs." No, Pally's got to go get his grubs. He's hungry. He's hot. He's got to go get something spicy. Not really. I need to get some ice cream. I mean, it's hot today. This is the hottest day it's been so far. And I've had my AC. I've had my AC off for most of it, so yeah, that's that.
Maybe you just need a shower instead.
Yeah, maybe, but what's the point? I'll just get all sweaty again after another hour. It's the nature of things.
Too true.
Yeah, just checking. I'm not opposed to raiding Sneaky, but that also depends on, let me see real quick. Indeed. I said I might. It depends, but I don't think I can. Mainly because there's also Onward going on, and you know, if there's other VRML channels live, we auto-host those, so that'd be why. Now, that said, if you're still in pubs after this next match ends, well, then maybe I'll consider it. Yeah? Even if Onward is broadcasting, I might consider it. All right. So, until then, I've been Palidore, that's been Dash. Thank you everyone there in the chat for joining and watching and engaging. Thanks again for the 6 community Tier 1 subs from Real Jam Falcon. I don't know, I was just thinking all kinds of football names. But regardless, appreciate you guys. We'll see you again very soon. I've been Dash again, that's Palidore. This is Palidore, whatever. Be happy, be healthy, be safe, and be good to each other, and we'll see you again in 30 minutes, I hope.